A to E minor.
Since we just reached a crossing point of something important going on, time to record.
Yeah. Um, so see if I put an A into E minor, I am substituting that for a G that was in E
Okay.
minor. I have to walk my way to this answer. So it's not a seventh, it's a ninth. No,
So, what part of the chord did we lose?
we lost we lost the G, which
Which
is
is what?
the third.
And so the note we replaced it with is what? A number?
We replaced the three with one.
No.
No, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, 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 no. We went past. I'm sorry. I was thinking of G as being the end of everything.
Okay.
So third, it's the fourth. Oh, so it's E minor sus4.
Almost. There's
Almost.
no minor to this because there's no such thing as minor sus4.
Oh no, it can't be because that means that the yeah it wouldn't be minor if it was sus4, right?
Right. So the so actually, yeah, like E minor is not the foundation for this chord any more than E major is. In other words, and that's what usually what happens with sus4 chords is they resolve because they've got this tension in them because of not that note the fourth is creates a little bit of a clash,
Right.
and it wants to resolve down to make the chord major.
Oh, okay. So we're okay. So we're if we're in E major, then this would be G sharp
Right.
here.
Yeah.
And the G sharp is what I'm substituting for with an A,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that would make it E sus4.
That's it. So it's just E sus4, and
E
it kind
sus4.
of it covers again its relationship to E minor and E major is that it's neither of those, because we've eliminated the third,
Yeah.
and and the third there's another sus chord that happens sometimes too. If you're doing this on D,
Oh,
well,
see
how
on
do you play
D?
D sus? So what's D sus for?
D sus4 is right here.
Right. Okay. And so we came to this from D major. So right now you've got your second finger on what note?
Um, on F sharp.
Right. So that's the third of our D
Right.
chord.
Right.
We raise it a half step to get to the fourth, and that gives us the sus4 chord.
Sus4. Right.
But we could also remove the third and replace it with the its other neighbor. Instead of going up to the fourth,
Right.
we could go down to the second. Right.
Right.
So that one is D sus2.
E sus2. Right.
Right. And then kind of in between those is D minor. Like if you flat the third from F sharp to F,
Oh, right.
okay? So there's four different notes there that kind of act as the middle note of the chord, from the fourth to the major third to the minor third to the second. You
Right.
know, those are all the numbers between 1 and 5 in a scale. It's
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah. So there's that. Anyway, now so you'll never you'll I'm sure it happens, but you're not never really going to hear like all four of those chords in a row with that chromatic thing. But it's just as common on D minor to maybe hammer on the G and make it part of the melody. Or you could even strum. You could add the G and strum it, and then hear it resolve to D minor instead of D major.
Oh, okay. Okay. You mean like here?
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Da 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 da. Yeah, that's the song I'm thinking about. What is that? Do, 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 do. Anyway, opens up with that kind of sound. A D sus to D minor. yeah, boy, I can hear the melody, but I can't
Yeah,
place the song. Does it
yeah,
sound familiar though? You hear the song I'm thinking of?
yeah. Then
Reach Out. It's called
reach
Reach Out.
out, darling, reach out. Yes, it is. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that's funny. That never occurred to me till we just started. I just said it's really rare to go from a sus4 to a minor,
yeah.
and then as soon as you did that, it's like, oh man, that's exactly what happens in that song. You
Reach
know?
out. Yeah. And then there's something. There's a Marshall Tucker. Isn't
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And you know what? Is that? I think that might be "Can't You See?"
Can't you see? Yeah.
Yeah. It's very similar. I mean, it's something like that, where you hear it's based on D, and you hear that same kind of descending bass. You hear what
Yeah.
like you hear that little melody, and then we hear the same thing with C in the bass, and then I think the same thing with B in the bass. So very another thing built on that same descent as in the needle and the damage done.
Steam descending. Yeah. And okay, then so we were here. Um, we are at
Oh
E
yeah,
sus4, and then it goes to E,
yeah.
right? Yeah, and all the well,
Yeah,
okay, well, I missed a few there, but I think
you
got
got
my
the idea.
fingers to the right place, but
Yeah.
the pick for the wrong place. Um,
Listen to this line one time. You hear which note was different?
yeah, it was. It was different at the yeah, yeah. It was different right here. I went
Yeah.
to here, but I think you went to here. Yeah,
Really good. Yeah, it was higher.
yeah, it was high. Yeah, then
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Also, at the very end, there are two different things that happen at the end on the E. There are two other little variations that you probably remember. Um, when you do the E sus and the descending thing, and he does the one on the resolution, the E, the last bass note he hits is usually A on the way back to the D chord.
Okay.
Musically, it makes more sense to hit the E like you were doing. Like that's what I want to hear is I want
Oh,
to hear
I
that
see.
E again, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it's not what he does, you know.
Okay.
And then there are yeah, and that yeah, and take the whole thing off because you're going back to D right now.
Oh, okay.
So just
Yeah. Like okay.
and actually you're going to end up hitting one more bass note because when you come back to the D, you're going to hit the you want to start with the open fourth string. So after that A in the bass, you have more time to get the chord down than you thought. You don't have to rush to the chord. Perfect. Yeah.
That was it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There are two other little variations. When he's singing, he doesn't play the C stuff, right? He doesn't do this because he's singing in there. He just strums the C chord and then goes to an F chord, right? It's but every jump is like a setting sun. So it's C, and he goes to a little F in there. But so when he's singing, he just strums the C for a measure and a measure of F, and then to the E sus4,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then to here. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. There's one other fancy thing that happens on the E when he's in the verses. After he does the sus4, we hear that little run. Did we work on that at all?
I think so. That looks familiar. And so it happens.
You hit the resolution. You strum the you strum the E major once, and then you have this hammer on, a hammer on from A to B, and then a slide on the fourth string up to F sharp.
Uh, Slide on the fourth string.
Yeah, from like 2 to 4, from the second to the fourth fret, just kind of slide up to the fourth fret, but hit it. Yeah, and then back to the second fret. Yeah,
Do you do that? Well, am I doing that with the wrong fingers?
the hammer on do with your second finger, and actually hit one more note in there. Catch an up on the D. So the hammer on with your second finger, then an up on the D, and then use your third finger. Yeah,
Come
yeah,
back same
yeah.
way. Yeah. Okay.
No, and switch to your first finger. After you slide up here, you have your first finger.
Oh, okay.
Just hit that
Okay.
note.
Okay. It's not a slide back. Okay. Okay.
Right. Yeah, except your third finger can slide better. Your other third finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That was an up. Is the see when I come back? Is that a
They're both downs. The two downs at the end.
yeah?
The only up is the open D in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
The logic of using your third finger rather than your second is that you should be able to slide your third without moving your thumb from the second fret to the fourth fret, without moving your whole arm. We talked about this a little bit with slides, I
Yeah.
think, in something else, right? So
Yeah.
like it shouldn't look like this. When I hit this note here, this should not. I don't want the mass of my arm moving, for not for 2 frets.
Yeah.
So you should be able to like just rotate, keep your thumb where it is and slide. Yeah, that also helps limit going too far because yeah. So a slide, anytime you're doing a slide of 2 frets, that's why it's better to use your third finger. Your second finger can't do this as well. Even though anyway, you could I'm sure you kind of get the physics of what I'm talking about here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's almost like this becomes its own target on the way back for the
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Down on the last note. last note. No, no,
So
no.
that's a
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it's quarter notes there.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and that actually kind of brings up like the slide that happens in Wish You Were Here is kind of the same thing where when it opens up with that slide from 2 to 4, but in this case we need to do it with your second finger because of what's about to happen, what else is going on.
Yes.
And but
Yeah.
similarly, you should have your thumb should be in a position where you're almost reaching back for the note here and then sliding up here. Same deal. Like even though you're doing the same 2 fret slide with your second finger, try to
Yeah.
do it without moving your thumb.
Yeah.
Oh boy, like right there, I just did it sort of naturally, and I would move my thumb in that case. Never, so let me backtrack on that. So in this case, you do because we're using your second finger. You are going to move you're going to get in position. You're going to slide into third position because all the rest of the notes are there for a
Yes.
little while. And whereas like in this other one, we've kind of extended our reach here, but
Yeah.
then we can come right back.
Coming
So
back.
I'm not in good position right now to play other stuff up here with this finger being here, like I would be in Wish You Were Here with my second finger there.
Yeah.
So, so let me see you do that once. The slide in with the Wish You Were Here slide.
Okay. The wish you're here. I got to get it on my mind. Okay. So we're coming out of. Okay. Okay. Um,
So hang on. So remember the other thing we do with this is all those. Yeah, that's the chord shape you got to have in your head. Way to go. Good job. Okay. Yeah.
so see if I can do. I can't. It's hard to start that without doing this. But
Listen to it once. Hang on a second. Good.
that.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
That
Um,
okay.
one
So
thing about the other part. Two little things about the first part.
yeah.
Um, is it one thing? Um, all the bass notes are downs. There's anytime you're picking out a note, there are no ups in there, even when you've got like 4 or 5 in a row, because they're all going to stay at the speed that you've been strumming. So you want to work on the constant motion here, even though there's a lot of breaks in there. So like watch my right hand as I play through this. Well, and the other thing, don't get back to that. So every single note you pick out is a down on that one. Okay.
Okay.
And the
Oh,
other thing is when the melody ends on A and you're about to strum,
yeah.
put the E back in. We need this note as part of the strumming the same way, you know, the same way on the G's when you finish the melody and it ends on whatever note, you put the rest of the G chord back on for the strum.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
When it ends on the A, when the melody is this, when A is the last note and you're about to strum, make sure to put your first finger back on the fourth string.
Back on the E. Okay.
No, on the fourth string.
Oh, on the fourth string. Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Don't leave that string open there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's part of the strumming on that chord. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, okay. But now you just did the first little lick, the first melody lick perfectly. You just have to kind of watch out for the timing. That second note is held pretty long. It'd be bum. It's like don't rush into those last 3 notes. Da da da. Right. The last time you did it was exactly right. Try it again.
Okay. No. Oh, is that it though? I mean,
Yeah, that's it. Hold that for a second before you go to the next note.
okay, but the D is an up.
No, those are both downs because they're both on beats. So the first two are downs,
Oh, we slide and I'm sliding. Okay.
right?
Okay.
Okay, now, so of those three notes, which are on which are on beats or which are off beats of the last three notes you played? If you think of the timing compared to what you played in the beginning,
Okay. It's okay.
that's how the picking should go. What you just did.
Oh
Was
no.
that an accident or did you figure it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you hear it now?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and that's because that third note is right on the beat. It'd be bum 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 bum. Right, so it's right in time. It's right on that down. No, I was upside down.
I was upside down.
Yeah, and the next one is a down two. Now we get our. I forget whether we did the. Or we're trying to do a double pull off there, right?
Yeah. Like 4 to 2. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So when you tried that earlier, um, you have to have the two on sooner. You almost did. It looked like you'd almost tried to do this, like you're pulling this off as you're putting this down to like save it. Put them down
Okay.
together. Yeah. Try each one a little slower. They're two kind of different moves. Make sure pull the first one off and just leave it there listening, and then pull the other one off. And now add the other pull off behind it. Not bad. You need yeah. You got to pluck it more with your first finger. Yeah. Okay. Now the first one's not sounding so good, but the second one's sounding better. So you got to keep when you do the first one. That's why I always recommend practicing these separately because they're really completely different moves of what each finger has to do. And in the
Yeah.
first one, this finger has to be really glued down and can't flinch when you pluck with that finger. Not bad. Yeah. Yeah. Now, right there, what happened was your first finger, you kind of just lifted it off. You really got to pluck it down. And if the next string makes noise, it's fine. It's okay if it sounds like this. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's great
Okay.
because you're also just about to hit another note, right? There's another. You have the open D right after it, right?
Right.
Yeah, and and all of that extra noise is okay because the chord that's being played there is like E minor. So all those open strings, all these open strings are fine. Like when you do that pull off,
Yeah.
and the second string gets pulled too, it it's it's
Okay.
it's even better.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Um, and then okay, and then let's talk about the second lick a little bit too. But while I have, actually, I have three things quick on my mind. One is somebody at King was asking me about Dupuytren's. He's getting it like in both hands, and his
Oh.
little fingers or stuff, and he's wondering if he should be. I mean, he's obviously got to go talk to a hand doc about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I said, hey, I know somebody that's gone, had a few surgeries for it, and also dealt with it, um, uh, and so when I might have him get in touch with you if that'd be okay with you.
That's
Um,
fine.
Instead of being a little go between here. So if you hear from somebody about the Dupuytren's, it's one of my campers.
Okay. What's his name?
I can't remember now which one it was. It's one of three people. I can see their
Okay.
hands. Yeah, it's Mark or I'll let you know if I do contact him again about this. I'll let you know first that
Oh
to
yeah,
expect.
please do. Yeah, not a
Yeah,
problem. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Um, the let's see. There's one more unrelated thing.
This,
Oh, next Thursday. Are you around next Thursday, or are you plan? Or you got something going?
I think I'm here next Thursday. Let me look real quick.
I've had a guy who lives far away that was hoping to do a lesson like at this time. What I'm maybe wondering is if we could go to either like 10 or 11 on that day, so I could get Ron in.
Um, yeah, I could do that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, 10 would be better than 11, but
Yeah, yeah,
that
yep,
that would
yeah.
work.
I think
So,
he lives
okay.
in Monterey. He lives in Monterey and comes over for lessons once in a while. And it turns out that morning he has to take his wife to the San Jose airport. So he thought, man,
Yeah.
that's so hard for me to get over there from Monterey. It's about as far away as you are, you know. And he said, if there's any way you could do Thursday at 9, it'd be great. And
Okay.
so,
Well,
but
would it, all right.
if he wants to stick with it, I can definitely do yours at 10.
That's the 29th.
29th. Yeah.
Okay. Let me
But
just,
I'll confirm it like a day or two in advance once I hear whether everything else is going like that.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Um, okay, and then the third thing. This is now related. Those are my two non-musical things that I wanted to run by you. But another song. I hate to throw this at you, but here another song that when you were talking about, I think that this popped into my head before you even mentioned "Wish You Were Here," and it had to do more with the needle and the damage done, and picking out little kind of cool melodies while you strum. And so I don't know if we've ever looked at this. It's got a lot of the same time. Oh, I didn't play the next lick, which is exactly the one we're working on here. The next one goes the double pull off, and that's all part of what is that? Over the Hills and Far Away, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah. We haven't worked on that.
yeah, I didn't think so. Because it's a little bit more difficult than the Wish You Were Here lead. It's got a little quicker types things in it, but it's very short too. There aren't very many of them, you know. So
Yeah.
it'd be one just think, put it on your radar, whatever then think about it sometime. But okay, but getting back to Wish You Were Here because now oh yeah, oh let's write that down.
Okay. I have to write down the word over the hills. Okay.
Over the Hills, yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much the first little
That's
lick
the
that we
first.
have in
Yeah.
here, right? Okay, so there's our whole. Let me hear you do that all one more time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nope.
Careful. Yeah. Okay. What do you remember about the second one?
Okay.
Now.
The second one. Second one is the slider where you got to be rolling when you're doing it.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
Right?
Um, I would practice that sometimes without the slides at all, just to get the rhythm exactly right. And you got the rhythm pretty well. But sometimes just to hear it. And I did something a little bit different at the end. There's the double pull off where you're trying to pull both of those notes off from the what's kind of like a D type of D shape of a chord.
Yeah. This one.
Oh, so finger wise, you're doing the top slides with your third and fourth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Do those two again.
Okay. So the bottom one is this.
Good. Okay. Now on that one, I would switch to my first finger on that one rather than second. Go with your first and third, like a D chord. Think of this like a D chord.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, and then you hit it and slide it up.
Well, what's the target here? Let's see. The target is.
Depends on which finger. The fifth fret probably is. Well, it depends on
Oh,
which finger you're going to look at.
I want to be in two and three and four, two and three,
Four and five.
up to
That's
four
where
and
it's going.
five.
Yeah.
Okay, it's from
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So it's from here.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do that all one more time.
Okay.
Now there's one more thing that happens right there, and that is there's a like after you hit this at one point, and then you go to open, right? And then you have up to shoot it up to three and up again. Then this one is a very quick pull off before you go to those notes up the neck. You want to hear this double pull off before you land on that. Yeah.
You pluck it and then pull it off.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So that's how that one ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I
Yeah.
got okay, but I, I, uh, s- I haven't. I didn't make room for that on my mental measures there. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
And
it's
it's really an eighth note pull off. So it's a quick pull off. I mean, so when you were playing those two at the right time, you play this and then you play that. They're on consecutive beats.
okay.
But the pull off happens in between. It's eighth notes, that pull off
Okay.
there.
Sort of on the way to getting there. Okay. So it's
Yeah, you hear that?
yeah.
That was it. Did that make
Okay.
sense?
And yeah, does this when you come up here, are we here?
Yes.
We
So
still
no, that's it. That's the fingers we want for that.
okay.
Two,
Okay.
two and three.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And um, two other little options there. These two notes that you're playing at the fifth and fourth fret.
Yeah.
Where else could you play those two notes?
Right here.
Right. So it's the same as those two open strings. So um, sometimes I would play it just open and let it. So right after you pull it off, you just hit it again, right?
Okay.
But what David Gilmour does here, and the reason we know it's these notes is sometimes you hear him slide into it. So you hear this. So if you can add that slide into this, it makes it sound really cool.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, just go ahead and play the open notes. Is what I'm getting at. Don't go to the
Yeah.
trouble.
Right. Right.
Don't
Right.
play those notes up the neck unless you're sliding to them. Okay.
Okay. Oh,
Other fingers though. Yeah.
get me here. Oop.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
And so the way I was describing the two notes that we're playing here as a D chord, right?
Yep.
Where we have first and third.
Here.
When you go to that note, when you go to the last chord, the one up at the fifth and fourth frets,
Yeah.
and especially if you slide to it from two frets below, what chord shape are you thinking of there? What does that look like?
Looks like an F.
Good. That's what I want you to think of. And then when you slide it up, you're thinking of it as it's just G.
G. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
picture those, and you can also think that well, in a G chord, those same two strings are of course open. The open strings are all part of the G chord, So I just wanted to see kind of slightly
Yeah.
different voicings of notes out of a G chord, whether it's the two open strings, or these
Yep.
two notes that are the same as the two open strings.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, um, what time is it? Do we have time to start on the
Yeah. I was
next?
going to say let's talk about the third line a little bit, or the third phrase,
Yeah.
um, because it starts off just like the first one. Wait a minute. There we go. different rhythm on that now. It's got like 5 notes clustered together instead of just right. It's the same notes with a little different rhythm. So it's a little quicker, little pattern there. I think. Is that what your tablature shows? I might be getting off the rails a bit here.
Shows the.
Where are we? Oh, that's the bend one.
I think it's the second line from the
Oh,
bottom.
right. I see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that. Yeah. So that's the one that we're talking about. I think it has a little bit of a bend on the fifth on the note of the five, right?
Right.
So
So
this time I'd use my third finger for that note, not my fourth, because in order to bend it, I got to use my 3 fingers to get a little bit of a bend there. Right, so it starts like that, and then, yeah. And you can really let go of those other 2 notes now, kind of prepping for the bend.
okay.
So there's one more note in there. I think it comes back to the third string after the second string. Yeah, and then you hold that one. Then that's held for a beat or so.
Okay,
And then you have,
that's an up in that case.
no, it'd be a down too. So that was upside down. That was upside down what you just did. Yep, that's it. Do you feel it? And then hang on to that note, and this is where there's a little bit of a bend. So like you bend it up, and I think it's a bend. But when you bend something like that, have all 3 fingers lined up on the string. Each at a different fret. Each one at a different fret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You feel that that's a little easier? That's how you get the strength in
Yeah,
a bend is by the support of the other fingers.
yeah.
Yeah. Now I think what happens here is after that bend, it comes back down. So you bend it up a little bit, and then I think, and then you pull it off to your first finger. I think. I hope I'm not just making this up.
Yeah, it is.
That's what it looks like. It's a pull off.
Yeah, the two.
Right.
I think
Uh,
that's what that little hump means.
Wait. What means?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not getting this.
That's okay. Um, oh, it doesn't. No, it's not showing to pull off to 3. It's just showing that you bend the note at 5. Yeah. Okay. So it's not showing a pull off to 3. The part I'm talking about is the 5 that has the arrows, right? The bend
Oh,
arrows.
yeah, 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 I got it. Yeah, yeah, I see that. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And they see the 3 that comes after it.
Yep.
Okay. What I was just trying to do was pull off to the 3 here a minute ago, but it doesn't say that it's not noting that in there. So you bend that note. So you bend the note at 5 a little bit, bend it up and release it, and then just hit the 3, 3 to 4. It's the same 2 notes that we just slid to. Yeah, and then you have to let go of everything and go get a note at the second fret, for the last note. Yeah, that's kind of the end of that little part of the phrase.
Yeah.
And then there's a little more that is virtually impossible without the really super light string that Gilmore had on the G string. It's showing a bend at 4 on the third string.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to be able to do that and get the tone he did. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So what does one do there?
um, what I would do, and what he does, what he's done live is hit the note at 4 and slide it to 5 real quick, and just let go of it because the next note's on the next string. So it's kind of a grace note. It's a 4 to 5 little. Just punch it. Yeah,
Like that?
yeah. And the next note is the 3rd fret of the next string. Yeah. And then it goes to the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Sorry. And then he does the reverse, hitting it at 5 and sliding back to 4. And then to 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of how we can approximate what happens in there.
Okay.
So here's what it'll sound like, and you can watch the video later, but that whole little second phrase, as far as I can remember, get it? Now, what he really did was bent the snot out of this note. But he did that with a plain string. In other words, it wasn't a wound G string. And that's when I say we can't do this on this guitar.
Yeah.
He intentionally had a plain metal string, like the first 2 strings, right? Not wound, which makes it a lot more flexible.
Flexible.
So
Okay. Okay.
it's
All
not
right.
worth it. Yeah.
Okay. Fun.
All right. Well,
I'll
that'll
be
keep you
making
busy
my
for
way
a while.
down there. All right.
Yeah. That's a great tune to be working on.
Yeah.
So glad you're working on that. So okay,
Okay.
well I'll touch base about next week, and I mean, but let's shoot for that 10 o'clock time. But I'll let you know if Ron cancels, we'll just go back to our regular time.
Okay. And just let me know on that, and you can send your Dupatrins friend along to me too. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Great
All
seeing
right.
you, Bill.
Thanks, Neil.
Bye.